Hello and welcome to our Expedition Finance special. There was one interview I would want to have here in Glasgow. Johan Rockström, the scientist from the director of the Potsdam Institute for Climate Impact Research and one of the protagonist of the film Breaking Boundaries. He did together with Sir David Attenborough. Every film from David Attenborough and the one with you, Breaking Boundaries, ends on this positive note. I mean, it's really depressing what you are telling in this film, but at the end, you come with a good scenario. Is it to lift the mood a little bit? Do you really believe in that good scenario? Is it still solvable?
I'll be sharing a little bit of a secret with you in this interview then, because I mean, on the one hand, you're absolutely right. I mean, the scientific diagnostic is really scary. I mean, it's scary also for me. I mean, we're coming so close to points of irreversibility. I mean, even the IPCC, I mean, basically the floor of science that we all stand on concludes with a very high likelihood. Very high likelihood is really a serious level of confidence in science that even at 1.5 degrees Celsius of global warming, we will be committing all future generations to at least 2 meters of sea level rise. It will take 2,000 years to get there, but it's unstoppable. You know, the Greenland ice sheet will just continue melting. The West Antarctic ice sheet will just continue melting, even at 1.5. So yes, it's really dire. The window is still open, but barely. So it's really a, you know, it's a make it or break it point that you know makes me really nervous many times, many moments every day. Is it so that I'm then trying to cover up this with some feel-good arguments in the end? Well, so here comes the secret. 6-7 years back, perhaps I would have to admit that is true. To some extent it was true. We didn't have the proof that there was a better outcome, that there were scalable solutions, that we could do it. It was kind of polishing a bit on that surface of you know, really kind of dissatisfactory diagnostics. But today, I promise you, hand on heart, that I mean with genuine objectivity, that we really sit on massive risk analysis, but massive opportunity space. And they're equally evidence-based. They're equally evidence-based. You know, that's what makes me more frustrated than anything else. That, you know, oh my God, we're sitting here with the proof that we are facing catastrophic risks, we can solve it, and we have better outcomes in the end.
When you look at this COP26 here in Glasgow, and you've been in many COPs so far, what is different?
Well, what is different is, of course, that there's so much at stake. We know that we've entered the decisive decade for our future on Earth. Not that we would fall over an escarpment on the 1st of January 2031, but we know that, you know, all the curves have been just climbing higher and higher up in the wrong direction for 50 years. We've been warning for 30 years from science, and now we've come to a point where scientifically we can say we're starting to bump into the ceiling of the biophysical capacity of the Earth system, our planet, to remain stable. So this is the point when we need to bend the curves and start really, you know, moving rapidly towards a zero carbon, nature positive future in just one generation. So that goes with carbon, it goes with biodiversity, it goes with fresh water or nitrogen, phosphorus, all the planetary boundaries. So we've come to this crunch moment where we can no longer just talk, we need to act.
What role do you see for a country like Germany? I mean, there are Germans who say, look, there are many people who say we have 3% of the worldwide emissions. If we go to zero, that won't change anything. What role do you see for a country like Europe and for the European Union here to play?
Well, regarding Germany, I mean, I would say don't underestimate the you know, almost disproportionate influence that Germany has on this whole transition globally, for the following reason. I mean, to start with, 3% of the emissions, yes, but Germany is the 4th largest economy in the world. Germany is a modern export industrial country. It is a country that still has a significant dependence on fossil fuels. So you have 40% of electricity still coming from coal. You have quite a significant share of your energy provision from natural gas. So Germany is like a full-scale living laboratory of the really big challenges facing, industrial societies, still anchored in fossil fuels to succeed in this transition. So, you know, I come from a country which is very small, Sweden. We have basically no coal dependence. We have a very easy ride. I mean, we're still having huge challenges, but if Sweden is able to have a fossil fuel free modern welfare economy in 20 years' time, that's great, of course, but it won't kind of signal to the world that that's the way to do it. But if Germany succeeds, then of course anyone can succeed.
Effectively for you, Germany, Europe could be the showcase.
Absolutely.
For the others, even if we marginally maybe even do things, it could be more effective to invest in sub-Saharan Africa or in solar plants somewhere in the world, but not in Europe, in order to compensate for what we are doing here.
Basically, rich nations in the world need to do both. But you, I mean, just think of it. Because we have more and more evidence that a zero carbon, sustainable economy is more successful. It is more profitable, it is more modern, it is more technologically advanced, it has better outcomes for life quality. So if we agree on that, it's kind of insider information. You know, we are sitting with this gem of information. So then Europe starts investing and start proving that it worked. Bingo. Well, of course, Russia, China, Indonesia, Turkey, Brazil will be looking on that and say, oh my God, it seems I missed the train here, because something happened. You know, the new modernity gave better outcomes, and of course, the latecomers will start ramping up.
And what roles can bank play in that positive outcome?
Well, banks sit on the tap. I mean, you're the upstream determinant of where the flows of big investments go. So I think you have, I mean, sorry to say it, you have a big responsibility. It really comes on your shoulders in the end. I mean, if banks start saying no more lending to any fossil fuel infrastructure, we want to have end dates on the internal combustion engine, just like, you know, Mercedes-Benz now in Germany are saying this is the competitive edge for our future. This is a survival strategy for the company that invented the diesel engine. And I mean, this is where banks can really come in and you know, play a really important part of the scalability and the pace of change.
Thank you, Johan. This was our Expedition Finance special, and thanks again for this wonderful interview.
Thanks, great to be with you.